Yeah, hi sir.
Yes. Hello.
Yeah, let's start the session. Maybe
Okay.
they will join the later.
Okay. So today we are going to cover the final aspect of Lightning Web Component. So in this line, we are going to cover today Lightning messaging services, right? Yeah. So today we are going to finalize the Lightning Web Component series. So in today's session, we are going to cover the one topic that we left, uh, that is validate Lightning input field in LWC, right? And the new topic that we are going to cover is Lightning messaging services. So first of all, we start with validation, right? So validating Lightning input field on button click in Lightning record edit form, right? So when we talk about Lightning input field component in Lightning record edit form, basically it is used to display and edit the value of a record field, right? As we know, Lightning record edit form, basically it is used to create as well as update your current record, right? Now at that particular time period, if you want to implement validation, so we can perform validation. So there are two methods. The one is simple. We have a required attribute that can be utilized, or we have LWC function that can be utilized, right? If the field is not required on field label, the Lightning record edit form will not check whether the user has entered the value in the Lightning input field or not, right? Maybe there is some debate on that. We can directly use required attribute, right, on Lightning input field, which will validate the Lightning record edit form before on submit event, right? So that can be true. That means we can directly use a required field attribute that can be used to validate. That means until or unless user are not able to enter the value in that particular field, you are not able to submit your form. So, well, what if you want to validate the Lightning input field on custom button click in a Lightning Web Component before on submit event? So we can say answer of this question is yes, you can do that. Let's create a Lightning Web Component and check out these features. That means before uh, we have a button over there. When we click on that particular button, then it will check for validation. If the required field is not available, then it will show message. So this can be performed in two ways. We can directly use the required attribute of input field, as well as we can utilize custom value set validity to over the screen, right? So for this, what we can do, we can simply create a Lightning Web component, right? So the component that we created, the name of the component is a record form validation, right? So whenever we create any component in LWC, it will create three files. The one is your HTML file that contains your UI. The second one is your JS file that contains your logic with the help of JavaScript. And the third one is your metadata file. So we are talking about the first HTML file. Now in this scenario, we are using Lightning component, that is Lightning record edit form, right? So whenever we utilize this component, Lightning record edit form, then we need to associate this component with your object. That means for which object you are trying to modify your contains, right? So in this scenario, we are using like Lightning input field, right? One is for name, second is for phone number, and we mark as required, right? Now you can see we have button over there, that means lightning button, that is used to submit, right? And we also create one custom lightning button, and further it is of type submit, and on click we are calling one function, validate fields, right? So basically in this particular example, we are using both the things, the predefined that is supported by HTML that is required, and then one is custom, right? Where we can utilize report validity method, right? To validate the fields. Now, moving into record form validation JS file. Now, when we click on the button, it will call your validate field function, right? Now, in this, we are using template.query selector all, and we are retrieving all the lightning input field and checking for each. If any of the field is missing, then this function report validity, basically it is used to show the error message, right? And if there is any error, it will show on the screen. And when we talk about our XML file, that means metadata file, what we have to do, we have to make them available. So for that, we need to use true property, and you need to specify the target where you want to utilize your component. So it can be your app page, record page, or home page, right? Now, looking into the output, we have this particular code, the HTML file, right? One JS file and metadata file, right? Now in HTML file, what we have? We have a UI that is used to accept the name and phone number, and we use a required as well. And we have two buttons over there. The one is submit, and in second submit button, we are using on click, where we are calling validate field function, right? And in validate field function, what we are using query selector all. That means it will retrieve all the component that is lightning input field and checking the value. If this function basically check for the report validity. If any field is missing, then it will throw error, right? Now look at the output. Yeah. Basically, this is one code. We have two fields, account name and phone number. Just click on create. So you can find this particular message, please fill out this field, that is come due to we use required. And this error message, complete this field. Basically, this is come from our method of LWC, that is validity report, right? So when we click on validate, it will check if any of the field is missing, then it will throw error. Right? So now it will validate, right? Similarly, we have another component that is basically working in the same line, but the difference is we can specify a custom error message. So we have two fields. The one is name and second is date. So error that we are getting, name value is required, date value is required, right? So, but in the above, we have only one message, please complete fields. complete this way, right? So if you want to implement validation rule, right, and specify a message according to your need, so for that we can also use the set custom validity, right, and report validity, right? So by using these two methods, you can specify a custom error message on your screen, right? So I will show you that component also. So I created one validation demo app. When we create that Lightning backend, and it will create two files. Right? The one is your HTML file, this file, and metadata file. So first we talk about HTML. Right? Two Lightning input fields, right? The one is for name and second is for date. So you need to specify the type. That means the first one is for string and second one is for date, right? And when we click on the Lightning button, then it will call your function. The function name is search the data, right? So you can associate your button with any method that you created in your JS file. Now look into the JS file. So in JS file, the created method search the data. Now in search the data, first we retrieve the value of both the field. The first field is name and second is date. So for retrieving data, you can use query selector and then you can specify the name. So name, you can see in HTML, we specify the class name. For name, we have name CMP, and for date, we have date CMP. So by using this .template query selector, we are retrieving component value on the basis of their name and storing in this particular field, search component and date component, right? And now, by taking the reference, we are retrieving the value. For retrieving value, what we can do, we can specify the reference name .value, and we are storing these value in this property, search value and date value, right? Now, if the value is not available, then we can utilize your search component .set custom validity, and you can specify the custom error message, whatever the message you want to display, right? If the value is available, then what you can do, you can simply clear the message, right? And you can call your report validity. Similarly, for date field, you can also check. If the value is not available, then you can use your component reference .set custom validity, and you can specify the custom error message. If the value is available, then you need to clear your error message. And finally, you need to call your report validity, right? In last component, we use only report validity, right? And we use for loop that will go through with each component, that means Lightning input field, and checking if the value is available or not. If the value is not available, then it will show the error message over there. But in this scenario, we are using both the things. That means we are using set custom validity as well as report validity. Now, combination of these two, we can utilize to give custom error message over there, right? Now moving forward, now we talk about Lightning Messages Services, right? That is LMS. Now, Lightning Web Component introduced PubSub pattern that we already covered in the last session for the event communication between LWC component, right? Which are unrelated, but on the same Lightning page, right? But now PubSub pattern are obsolete, and a new mechanism has been introduced, which is LMS, that is Lightning Messages Services, right? This message services allow you to communicate between the Visualforce pages and your Lightning component, that your LWC component or Aura component, right? So in LMS, we create a message channel. That means we need to create first message channel where we can define variables and field. These variables can be used to store your data information during the event communication, right? So the first thing that we need to create a message channel, and that message channel basically contain all the variable and field that we are using for data information as well as event communication, right? Now, LMS API allow you to publish messages through the Lightning experience and subscribe the same message anywhere within a Lightning page. That means your BF page should be Lightning enabled. Otherwise, you are not able to utilize. So if you are using your BF page, then it should be Lightning enabled. It is similar to your Aura application event to communication that is happens between the components, right? So with the help of LMS, we can communicate with your BF page that is Lightning enabled and your Lightning component, and that can be your LWC component, that means Lightning Web component or Lightning Aura component, right? So Lightning Message Services is based on new metadata type that is known as Lightning Message Channel, right? So we need to use Lightning Message Channel to access the Lightning Messages Services API, right? So now we can utilize in LWC, we can access Lightning Message Channel with the scope module. That means first we need to import this particular module, that is @Salesforce and message channel. Now in BF page, we can use global variable, that is $message channel. And if you are using your Aura component, in that particular scenario, we need to use Lightning message channel, right? So depending on your scenario, we need to include. Now when to use Lightning Message Services? Now in Lightning experience, if you want a Visualforce page to communicate with Lightning Web component, then we have to implement a custom publish subscriber solution, because this is currently not possible with LWC events, right? So event basically we can use to communicate between parent to child component and child to parent, right? But there is a situation where we have two components and they are unrelated to each other, as well as you can say they are in a same page, right? Now we can use the Lightning Messages Services API to handle this communication. So utilizing your so this is the first step. You need to first create a folder with the name of message channel, and the location that we need to create under the whenever we create any LWC component, that is under LWC, that is a default location, right? So we need to follow. Okay. So we need to follow this location. That means under Force app, in Force app we have main and in default. So the first step, we need to create a folder with the name of message channel, and under this folder we need to create a file. So file name, you can utilize any name, that is you can say unique name, and the suffix that we need to use message channel -meta.xml file, right? That means the first we need to create a folder. The folder name is message channel under that folder, we need to create a file. File name, you can utilize any name, but the suffix you need to use like this, message channel -meta.xml, right? In this example, we are using my message channel. So the complete name is my message channel dot message channel -meta.xml. That means this name is the same for all, only you need to specify the initial name, right? And when we talk about what is the purpose of this message channel, right? So all the, you can say, information that you want to share between your publisher and subscriber, you need to declare over there, right? Now, if we talk about your BF page, right? So Salesforce introduced a new sforce.1 API that is used to publish, subscribe, and unsubscribe in BF page to interact with your LMS. That means this particular concept is only available in Lightning. As I told you, if you are using BF page, then that particular BF page should be Lightning enabled. Suppose if you create a BF page and you want to make your page as a Lightning enabled, then what you need to do, you need to just go to your setup, and in setup, we'll show you. So open your Salesforce and you need to type Visualforce page. You need to search. And when you select your Visualforce page, you get all the list of the pages that is in your org, and select your page and mark them as a Lightning enable. So there is only one page. So what you need to do, just click on edit, and there is one option that is used to make your BF page as a Lightning enable. Yeah, this option available for Lightning experience, right? So if this is tick, that means now you can utilize your BF page for Lightning messages services, right? So in this BF page, we create subscribe message channel. This method is used to subscribe your message channel, right? So for that, you need to use sforce.1 subscribe, where you need to pass your event. For unsubscribe, we have sforce.1.unsubscribe. And if you want to publish, then we have sforce.1.publish, right? Now, Lightning messages services with Lightning Web Component, right? Suppose if you want to utilize your Lightning message services in your Lightning Web Component, so you need to first utilize these two. First, we have to ensure that we need to import both the method to interact with Lightning messages services. First, you need to write this particular line. We need to import publish, subscriber, unsubscriber, create message contacts, and release message contacts. And they are available in your message services. And we need to also import your message channel that you created, right? After that, you need to fire event. Now for this, you need to import your publish and message contacts element from Lightning message services. And then final step, after publishing, we need to capture this event in different Lightning Web Component. For this, you need to import your further subscriber message contacts from Lightning messages services and import your message channel. That means this is your important aspect. Whether you are using publisher or subscriber, you need to write these two lines, right? So moving forward, we are checking the working of this. So the first step, you need to create a folder, right? So I just created one folder with the name of message channel. So for creating a folder, what you need to do? Simple. You need to first check the location where you want to create your folder. So location is Force app main default. What you need to do, just right click and there is option new folder, and you need to specify the name, whatever the name you want to specify, right? But in this particular scenario, our folder name is like message channel, right? And we need to create one message channel file, right? So create a file. What you need to do, just right click and you need to specify file name, and you need to specify whatever the name you want to write. Okay. So file name of my message channel, and we need to also specify the suffix message channel -meta.xml. Now this particular file basically contain the label, whatever the label you want to specify. The label is my message channel and it is available for use, and description is optional, you can leave that. Now here you need to specify all the fields that you want to utilize in your publisher and subscriber. So I created two fields. The one is message to send and second one is source system, right? So you need to declare all the field name that you want to share between publisher and subscriber. And if we talk about description, that can be you can say to describe your field name, right? After you created your message channel, what you need to do, you need to deploy. So for deploy, what you need to do is just right click so right click and there is one option, deploy source to or. It will deploy in your current activated org. Now after that, you need to create one VF page, and similarly you need to create one web component, Lightning web component, right? So for creating a VF page, what you need to do, just press Ctrl+Shift+P and you find one option, create Visualforce page, right? And you need to specify the name, whatever the name you want, right? And when you create your VF page, it is like it is under your VF pages, right? Now in pages, we have LMS Lightning Message Services VF page. Okay. So whenever we create a VF page, you need to enable as Lightning enable, right? So I give you a step how to perform a VF page into Lightning enable. You need to simply move to your Salesforce and you need to select Visualforce pages, select your page, click on edit and mark them Lightning enable, right? Now in this particular page, what you just do, you just do a input field, right? And we have three buttons. The one is for publish, second for subscribe, and third is for unsubscribe, right? So we have one text field. The name of the text field is the message. For publish, we have one user defined function, publish message channel, subscribe message channel, unsubscribe message channel, and we have one label where we can show the message that come from maybe your LWC component or from BF page to LWC, right? Now, in this particular page, we created the UI like that, right? Now, you can say we have JS file over there. Now, in JS file, first we need to load the message channel token. So how to load? Simple. In BA page, you need to use $message channel, right? That is one global variable, right? And we are calling our message channel over here, right? Now we define publish message channel, and we have subscribe message channel, unsubscribe message channel, right? And we have another function, display message, right? So when we talk about publish, so in publish, we are just using message, and in message, we use the element that we define in our message channel. The one is message to send and source system, right? And basically this is defined in your message channel, message to send and source message. That means you need to define all the field name that you want to share, right? So when we click on publish, so whatever we write in a text field, we are just fetching the value and assigning into message to send. And source system, from where it is come. So it is come from BFP. So we just specify one token so that we are able to get from where we are getting this particular message, and we are just publishing it. So for publishing, we are using sforce.1.publish, right? And what we are publishing, we are fire basically one event, and we initiate this message channel, right? And second parameter is what you are supplying. We are supplying message that contain two things: message to send and source system, right? And display message, basically this is used to display a message, whatever the message either you are getting from BA page or maybe LWC. So we are just taking the reference of this label, right? And after getting the reference, we are using inner text. Inner text, basically it is used to display any message. So whatever the message we are getting, we are just if checking if it is blank, then we are just showing this. Otherwise, if we are getting that particular message and they are in JSON format, so we are using JSON.stringify, right? So that we can simply display that JSON message in the form of a string, right? Now subscribe. So for subscribe, we are using basically sforce.1.subscribe, where you need to pass the reference of your message channel, and you need to pass your function that is basically used to display any message on your label, right? Unsubscribe, basically it is used to unsubscribe so that whenever any notification comes, it will not handle the things, right? So for that, we are using sforce.1 unsubscribe, and after that, we are just assigning we need to use in Lightning Web Component. So we create one more component over there. That means the first step, what we create a message channel. In message channel, we create fields that is used to share information. After that, what we do, we create a BA page, right? And we first make BA page as a Lightning enable. After that, we write code for publish, subscribe, and unsubscribe, right? After that, we created a Lightning component, right? So when we create Lightning component, so it will further contain 3 files. The one is your HTML file, JS file, and metadata file, right? So in HTML file, further we have one text field, right? So it is a Lightning component. So we have one text field that basically show enter some text, right? And whatever we type, it come in my message, and there is one event handle change, so that whenever we type anything over there, then it will retrieve the value and assign in a property, right? Now here we have 3 buttons. The first for publish, second for subscribe, and third for unsubscribe, right? And we have one label over there. Basically that is used to, you can say, whatever we receive any message, right, from message channel. So first we need to read and display over there. That means we can say we have 2 things. One is VF page and second is Lightning Web Component. The UI is more or less same, right? Now, when we talk about JS file, so in JS file, the first step, what we need to do, we need to import. What we need to import? We need to import publish, subscriber, and subscriber, create message context, and release message context, right? From module name is message services. Second, we need to import our sample event, whatever the message channel event you are going to create, and that is from your Salesforce, and folder name is message channel, and component that you created, my message channel, right? Now further, we have the first method is handle change. So whenever we type anything over there, we are just retrieving the value, right? Event.target.value, and we are assigning this value into my message, and my message is a property, right? And that is declared with the help of decorator @track. Similarly, we have receive message. Whenever we receive message, we store that message into receive message, right? And we declare context. So for initializing this, we are using create message context, right? Now, for publish message channel, so further we are using the same concept. We have a variable with the name of message, and we have 2 fields over there, message to send and source system. So we are assigning value of my message. That means whatever you are typing into your text field, and the message is from LWC, and we are just publishing it. And for publishing, what we are using the context, right? Similarly, we are using for subscribe, and we are using unsubscribe. And display message, basically it is used to display message whatever we receive in your receive message, right? Further, whatever we are receiving over here, it is also in JSON format. So first we need to stringify, and we need to assign this value into receive message. So whatever the value in the receive message, we are displaying into our UI. So now look at the output. Now you can see I place BF page over here, right? That contain one text field, one button publish, subscribe, and unsubscribe, and the one label that is used to display your message, whatever the message you get. And we have one Lightning component. We have one text field, and we have a button publish, subscribe, and unsubscribe. So first, what you need to do, you need to subscribe, right? And I type over here, click on subscribe. Now publish. So from where we are getting from Visualforce page, right? And suppose I click on here. So we are getting source from LWC, right? Suppose I type over here, test one, and I click on publish. So we are getting value, and the source is BA page. If we click on here, so we are getting hello and messages from LWC, right? So you can see source is LWC. When we suppose I unsubscribe, right? Now when I publish, so I get hello all only here, not here, because I already unsubscribed. So when you unsubscribe, so whatever the notification is sent is not received by your application. You need to further subscribe so that whenever we publish anything, it will show that, right? So in this manner, we can communicate between two unrelated components. So if you want to add the BA page over there, so what you need to do, simple, you need to click on this setup, and we have option edit page, right? In edit page, we have standard and custom, right? So in standard, we have BA page. So you need to simply drag and drop that BA page over there, and you need to link your BA page with the page that you want to display over there. And drag and so it will take time to load in the entire page over here. Now you can see in standard, you have option Visualforce. Yeah. So what you need to do, simply you need to drag and drop this standard component, right? And when you drag and drop your standard component over here, then you get this. And you need to link your VA page. That means which VA page you want to display over here, right? Similarly, if you want to simply utilize your LWC component, then it is available in your custom part. Simply what you need to do, simply you need to simply drag and drop your component in any location where you want to display, right? After that, you need to simply save. Okay. When you drag and drop your VF page over here, then it will show all the pages that is Lightning enabled. If your page is not a Lightning enabled, then you are not able to find your BA page over here. So first you need to make your BA page as a Lightning enable, right? So that this BA page is available over here, right? After that, what you need to do, simply click on save, and then you need to click on activation. So activation, basically it is done only one time. It is a one-time activity for activation. After that, whenever you make any changes, you need to just click on save button, right? And when you click on back button, it will show the page as you set over here, right? And you can utilize the services, or you can say you can utilize the component, whatever the component or functionality you implement over there, right? So by using this concept, you can simply make a communication between components that are unrelated, right? So basically, when we talk about simple event, so that event can be utilized, you can say, in a parent to child and child to parent. But when we talk about communication between unrelated component, so that unrelated component is your component like your BA page and Lightning component, your Aura component or LWC component, right? So you need to perform your, either you can go with your PubSub, or you can use Lightning message services. So that is on you. Basically, if we talk about PubSub, so it is going to be obsolete. So it is better to utilize your Lightning messages services, right? So that is all about LWC. So basically, when we talk about the ending of anything, so that is not an ending. From here, you can start exploring more things so that you can get more knowledge on LWC. So for that, the best resources is your Trailhead. So do Trailhead assignment on daily basis and learn more from Salesforce Trailhead site. So if you have any query, you can put your query in a group. I will provide the answer. Okay, then bye.
Hi, sir.
Yeah, hello.
Yeah, can you share these examples so we can share with the students on the
Yeah,
group?
yeah,
So
yeah.
they can,
So on Monday, yeah, on Monday, I will provide all the resources, that means all the PPTs and the documentation, so that the candidate can utilize these documents and perform their activities, right?
yeah, they can practice on their org.
Yeah. Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you, sir. So
Okay.
anyone have any questions?